Namaste. Let us start with a prayer to the Guru Parampara. Tadparamparaye Vedmahe Jnanalingeshwaraya Dhimahi Tanno Guruhu Prachodayate Om Yogamash Dr. Swami Gitananda Giri Guru Maharaj Ki Jai. Today let's do a few rounds of the practice of Savitri Pranayama. Again, Savitri Pranayama, one of the foundational practices of the Gitananda tradition. And I see that Gitan and Giriraj have logged in. It's nice to have all of you log in and join me for these sessions, because at times one does wonder. And then you remember, keep moving, keep moving. So the Savitri Pranayama. The Savitri Pranayama is a practice that is based on a rhythmic pattern of breathing, and this rhythm is related to the energy of the sun, Savitu. The solar energy has been venerated by all cultures. All cultures have venerated the solar energy, and it doesn't matter which part of the world you belong to, that part of the world in its traditional ancient culture venerated, propitiated the sun. Why? Because for us as a human being, the most visible manifestation of the divine universe, of something bigger than us, is the sun. So the sun is not just a ball of gas. And that is where, in trying to be rational, people often forget that you cannot just live on rationality alone. It's like saying only money is enough for you to live. So you get a salary and everything is fine. Well, if that money is not related to food, and if you do not have some qualitative experiences of music and dance and healthy relationships, well, you are going to be in a bit of trouble if you're only looking at a single dimension. So this whole idea that the sun is just a ball of gas, it is fine. I'm not saying it's wrong. But that's not all the sun is. And the Indian culture traditionally had the concept of Surya Namaskar. And this was our way of expressing our gratitude to the solar energy. So the sun as a manifestation of something higher than us. We all know that there is something higher than us. There is some energy that is higher than us, and different people call it by different names. You know, the Ekam Sat Vipra Bahuda Vadanti is a beautiful statement from the Vedas, and this was part of our Bhavan's Gandhi Vidyashram BGV with Premalaka and Rajan sir and Goswami sir and Nanditaka and all, Ravichandran sir and all, Srinivasan sir. The whole idea of the Bhavans, Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, which is a huge organization that has done a lot of work for Indian culture, and K.M. Munshiji had started it, and I did my schooling in Kodaikanal in a school run by the Bhavans, which was called Gandhi Vidyashram, Bhavans Gandhi Vidyashram BGV. And it still exists, doing well. And in fact, I recently visited some years back, and it was a nice experience to go back and see that place. The Bhavans has in its motto and all, the concept that the truth is one, the reality is one, but the wise people perceive it differently. Now it's just as wise people. What about all the idiots? Huh? They perceive it even more differently. I often like to think, what do our dogs and cats think of us? How do they actually perceive us? How do our cells perceive us? You know, for each and every one of your trillions of cells, you are God. For each and every one of those trillions of cells in you, you are God. And there are some of them arguing whether you exist or not. Just for a chuckle there. I was actually tempted this morning to do my Gangster Yogi app. I'll keep that for a separate session sometime. Coming back. The solar energy is an energy that is life-giving, life-nourishing, life-sustaining, life-retaining, and life-regaining. Everything related to life has either the beginning, the sustenance, or well, if you get out of the sun and it's too hot and you get a sunstroke, you could end also. So life ending in that way. I know people who don't know that. You don't go out in noonday sun and lie on the beach for 2 hours. That's not healthy, okay? That's not healthy, especially in India. You know, when we consider that solar energy, and remember, we are a solar being. That's why we have a solar plexus. This is our solar power cell. We are the original solar power cells. And that's why when we go, ha, 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 we are working with this. The ha, ha. It's not ha, ha, but it's right down here. Ha, ha, ha. The nabi. Ha, 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 ha. That ha, 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 ha. That ha sound is a ha. Ha. That sound is the sound associated with the solar energy. The ta is the moon. Ha, ta, ha, ta, hatha yoga. It's not hatha, hatha. So this solar power cell connects to the solar source, which is the sun in our solar system. And that is why the ancient Indian culture understood the sun was the center of our solar system. We never in India thought the earth was the center of everything. And nowadays people think they are the center of everything. Such megalomaniacs running on this globe today who think they are the center of everything. That's like a spoiled brat, a small kid who thinks everything exists only for it. And so it's the big boss with that gangster app on. The solar energy is an energy of life. So when we talk about Savitu, Savitu refers to the solar energy. And in its feminine nature, because the feminine nature is the nature of the universe. Prakriti is feminine. And that is why we say that the universe is created by mother principle, Janani. Janani is the maternal feminine principle of Prakriti that enables Jananam, birth, to manifest. So Savitu becomes Savitri. That is the feminine energy. And this is the equivalent of what is called Gayatri. Savitri and Gayatri are synonyms for the same energy. And that is the energy we are invoking when we do the Gayatri mantra. Gayatri Vanamali Madhuram Gayatri Vanamali. That Gayatri energy. That Savitri energy. So when we are doing this Savitri Pranayama, we are attuning ourselves to our solar source. So the solar panels can get recharged. They can get recharged. And even science, in all its rationality, understands that the creation of life itself was very much induced by the energy of the solar power. And that is why we talk about what is called Hiranya Garbha, the golden germ plasm. Hiranya is gold, Garbha means a womb. See, the problem, you say golden womb, people say it doesn't exist. It is a golden bioplasm, the germ plasm from which life has originated. And that is one of the names of the sun. Om Hiranya Garbhaya Namaha. We say, Om Mitraya Namaha. Om Ravaye Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Banabhe Namaha. Om Kaghaya Namaha. Om Pushne Namaha. Om Hiranyagarbhaya Namaha. Hiranyagarbhaya Namaha. That Hiranyagarbha is that golden bioplasm from which life has originated. So when we are doing the Savitri Pranayama, what is actually being done is that we are recharging our solar panel, the solar plexus, which is our connection to the universe. It is our psychic umbilical cord. And in this, a pattern is used, 2-1-2-1, which means that we breathe in, we hold for half the time, we breathe out, we hold out for half the time. So you can think of a rectangle as a visual metaphor. Though you're not coming back to the same place each time, because it's like yantra, it keeps on going forward and upwards. We have to go forward and upwards. So the actual graph would go something like, it goes up like this, then it goes like this, then down, and then it goes. So it's more like that type of energy is actually the energy that is the metaphor. But just for the visual metaphor, a rectangle. So when we do the Savitri, and today we will do a 6-3-6-3 count, what we are doing is that we are attuning ourselves to that Savitu, Savitri, and Savitri. We are attuning to that solar energy that nourishes us as an individual and empowers us from within. So let's do 9 rounds of this Savitri Pranayama today. Tomorrow I'll continue discussing this because it is quite an amazing component, and all the practices in Gitananda tradition, the Rishi culture Ashtanga Yoga, are based on the foundation of using a Savitri Pranayama pattern. Now, one thing to remember is when you breathe in, you are holding for half the time. So it's not a long kumbhaka. So it's a very good training for kumbhaka training. But during that, for safety purpose, we do what is called aprakasha mudra. And I'll discuss that a bit more in the future sessions, which is a swallowing action. So you breathe in and, okay, this is a safety valve. So please keep this even when you're doing 6-3. Now later on when you do things like 32-16, 32-16, you definitely need that, and you also need the bandhas. Moola and Udyana and Jalandhar bandha will also come into play. But at present for this, the aprakasha mudra, which is related to our respiratory center. And it tells the respiratory center, I know what I'm doing. Don't get agitated. It is this part saying, I know what I'm doing. Okay? Fine. Join me as we do 9 rounds. Breathing out. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. In. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. In. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. In. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. In. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. In. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. In. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. In. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. In. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. Sit quietly a few moments, contemplating the Savitri Pranayama. Pranayama related to the solar energy, empowering us as a solar being. It is said that Lord Rama belonged to the solar dynasty. There are many traditions all over the world related to the solar dynasties. We all are basically a solar dynasty. The sun lovers are the Sura, the Devas. And then there are the sun haters, the dark lovers, the Asuras, the Rakshas, the demons. And yes, there are a lot of them. They love darkness. If we are to grow, we need to grow from darkness to light, from tamas to jyoti. Tamasoma jyotirgamaya. That inner light must come on. The Savitri is one of the ways for that to happen. We conclude this session today. We'll be continuing our elaborations on the Savitri Pranayama, one of the foundational pranayamas of the Gitananda tradition that is then used in everything. I cannot remember my father ever guiding a single session without Savitri Pranayama as part of it. And it could have been an asana session, it could have been, pranayama session, relaxation session. And before I end, there's a question from Sundarajan Narayanan. Aprakasha mudra, the swallowing action only while doing inhalation. See, the thing is, and I'll explain it if you remind me tomorrow or day after, is that when you inhale, the pressure changes in the thorax are more dynamic. When you exhale, the pressure changes are not so much. So you cannot harm yourself by holding while you have exhaled. But if you hold after inhaling, there can be more danger. So the Aprakasha mudra is 100%, it must be used after inhalation. You can also use it after exhalation, nothing wrong. But the after exhalation is not so vital as after inhalation. Because after inhalation, the pressure changes have been so predominant in the thoracic region, you can actually cause negative effects. Okay? So we don't want to harm ourselves. The first rule of yoga, ahimsa, do not harm. And the first person you don't harm is yourself. Okay? See you all soon.